Hello, I've put this video together to try to help to determine the length of the ride that we did when Nigel and I on the 23rd of March set out to attempt a bun burner 1500 or 2500k as part of the TT2000 event in New Zealand. We didn't achieve that, however we did achieve a saddle saw 1600, and this is our attempt to submit the details of that through to the IBA certification group. First we start with an overlaid spotweiler track on our Google map. Now this is a direct replication exported from the spotweiler trip viewer, and that can be verified essentially by comparing in detail as many points as you need to verify that this is an accurate representation of that spotweiler import. Once you've verified that it is in fact a reasonable representation, we've got things like our Garmin track. So here we have the Garmin track and the spotweiler tracks overlaid. If I highlight the spotweiler track again and zoom in, we'll see that the orange spotweiler track is coarse and goes from point to point. This view can be used to verify that the Garmin represented track is actually an accurate representation of what spotweiler caught, but is actually in more detail. You can compare every aspect of this in whatever detail you want through the map. It's all there. There is also a summary page which is created upon importing to Google Maps. And you can see here that the statistics computed from the imported data shows a total of 1,646, and it should also be noted that this is a relatively coarse representation of the Garmin track. If you're satisfied that the spotweiler representation is accurate, then you can check the representation of this as well, because essentially the Garmin track is then verified against the spotweiler track. Not wanting to preempt or change any of the approach that the IBA commonly like to use, I also accept that you like to use routing distances. Now, Google Maps won't do the entire route in the level of detail that's required for this verification, because it won't accept any more than 10 waypoints. This particular ride was relatively complex, but again, you can verify against the imported spot track that the route planning of this so far matches every element of that, and that's achieved in some places by dragging the route and adding routing points there as well. So I've had to do it in two halves. This can then be used using the step-by-step directions to show Google's summary of each of the individual two legs. The first leg is 756 kilometers. We can turn that off and you'll see that I've finished the first leg at Gull Tyrua, which was our fuel stop there. And the second leg here starts at that finishing point and follows the remainder of the route up, round. You can see it tracking against the orange spot track, and it finishes in our final point, BP Connect Warkworth here. So that's the second half of it. Step-by-step directions here show 935 kilometers. So you can take those two and add them up, and it's actually in excess of 1600 k's, but you can do that yourself to verify that. So that's our whole set. Now if you're interested in seeing the fuel stops numbered to correlate them against the receipts, we can turn them on. Again, we'll use the spotweiler orange there to show that they do fall on the various points. So you can take an interest in the receipts themselves. That's exactly how they fall. That's the work that I put in order to try to lay this out so that you could essentially use a combination of spotweiler and my various other pieces to verify the distances involved. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for your help with the verification.